Welcome all, this side Abhilash. This is the second session on the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. In this session, I am going to talk on the negotiation, assignment, holder in due course, dishonor, and discharge of negotiable instrument. So, let's start with the negotiation. One of the essential features of the negotiable instrument is its transferability. A negotiable instrument may be transferred from one person to another in either of the following ways: by negotiation or by assignment. The transfer of an instrument by one party to another so as to constitute the transferee a holder is called a negotiation. The one person is transferring the instrument to the other person is become a transferee, and the transferee holder is called a negotiation in this case. So negotiation means as the process by which a third party is constituted the holder of the instrument so as to title him to the possession of the same and to receive the amount due thereon on his own name. Modes of negotiation: by delivery. A. The holder of a negotiable instrument payable to bearer delivers it to B's agent to keep it for B. The instrument has negotiated. So A, the holder of negotiable instrument payable to the bearer who is a B. Okay, but the agent of B is kept for a B. Then in this case the instrument has negotiated. Capacity of minor not having power to contract, but he may become a promisee. So minor person is not having power to a contract as per the contract act, but he may become a promisee. He can promise to pay a certain amount to the person B. Discharge. Discharge means release from obligation. So discharge is word which we are hearing whenever our relatives or from or a family person is admitted in hospital and he got discharged as soon as we heard this word. So discharge means release from obligation. By payment, once A made payment to the B, so he got a discharge from the obligation. By expressing waiver, by cancellation also discharge, the person will get discharged from obligation by material alternation or lapse of time. Dishonor, it may be by non-assistance or non-payment. If you give a check to the some person and there is no amount in your account, the check will not get clear, so there is a non-payment. So it get dishonor. A bill of exchange can be dishonored by non-assistance in the following ways: does not offset 40 hours from the time of the presentment. Second, drawee is fictitious person. Third, drawee has become insolvent or dead, or drawee is incompetent. In this condition only, a bill of exchange can be dishonored. Crossing of check, open check or bearer check or cross check. So we have only one type of check in India, but if we cross check, then the person who is receiving the check has to deposit the check in his bank. The check will be get clear in 2 days. Okay, if the person went to the bank with the open check, then he can put any money he want to withdraw. If the certain person has given the check with his sign, okay, the bearer check means the check which can be withdrawn with the cash from the bank on the same date. So difference between check and bill of exchange. Drawer, it is always a bank. Okay, it can be drawn upon an individual or well as a bank in bill of exchange. Okay, because why? Because in bill of exchange there are three parties. The payable on demand, it is always payable to bearer on demand. It need not always be a payable on demand in bill of exchange. Check does not require any assistance. Bill of exchange require an assistance of the drawing. Check does not require a stamp. Bill of exchange require a stamp. Okay. Check is not entitled to 3 days of grace. Bill unless payable on demand is entitled to 3 days of grace. Check can be crossed, but bill exchange cannot be crossed. So notice of dishonor is not required in the check, but in the bill of exchange, notice of dishonor is usually required. Check is a fixed form, is dishonored by a bank. In bill of exchange, there is no fixed form. Parties to negotiable instrument, as I have explained in the first session as well. The promissory note, in the promissory note, there are two parties, one is the maker and one is the payee. The maker is making the promise to pay some certain amount to the payee. In the bill of exchange, there are three parties. First is the drawer, the drawer who is the maker, who is the uh, transferring the promises to the drawee, and drawee is transferring his promises to the payee. On endorsement, the transferor becomes endorsers and the transferee becomes a endorsee in the bill of exchange. So depending on the situation, other parties are also added to the negotiable instrument. Holder. As per the section 8, any person entitled in his own name to the possession thereof and to receive or recover the amount due thereon from the parties thereto. Requirement: he must be entitled in his own name to possession of the instrument. The holder of instrument, he must be entitled to receive or recover the amount thereon from the parties thereto. Holder in due course, as per the section 9, any person who for consideration become the possessor of a promissory note, bill of exchange or a check if payable to bearer, or the payee or endorsee thereof if payable to order before the amount mentioned in it become payable, and without having sufficient cause to believe that any defect exists in the title of the person from whom he derived his title. Condition per holder in due course: the certain must be a holder of the instrument. There must be a holder for valuable consideration. A holder must have obtained the instrument before maturity. Holder must have obtained the instrument in good faith and with reasonable caution. So these are the conditions for holder in due course. Privileges of a holder in due courses. So writing case of an innocate stamp instrument as per section 20. Liability of prior parties as per section 36. These are the sections we have privilege of a holder in the Instrument Act 1881. So rights when the instrument is delivered conditionally, instrument purge of all defects, right in case of prior defects in the instrument, presumption as to title, estoppel against denying the original validity of the instrument as per section 120. So this is all about the Negotiable Instrument Act, holder in due course, dishonor and discharge of negotiable instruments. Thank you. Best wishes.